Welcome, welcome, welcome. Can you believe it? We are at day 19 of our 21-day challenge to supercharge your investment returns. And tonight we're going to look at how to call your money in because in this section of the challenge, we're looking at the energy of money. And to support me again, Denise, how you doing?
Uh, Let me just, oh yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Thank you again for inviting me along with your ride. I really appreciate it. Just ahead of things, I was just saying to you that already some of the stuff that you shared yesterday, bam, I was able to use today. So that's as quick as a turnaround can be, in terms of working with it then. So thank you for that. Let us just in this moment just center ourselves. It's always important to do that. That's what I like to promote. That's what I do with my workshops. So we center by just putting our feet flat on the ground and connecting with our hearts and our insides. What's going on. We're gonna let go of what was just a moment ago, yesterday, and just focus on us in this moment. So take a deep breath in and let it go. One more. Let it go. And the last one, and let it go. And thank you all for being here with us. And as usual, we like to just check in with that one word and the color. Is how you're feeling now in this moment. What you're thinking, how you're feeling. I put on my golden yellow top because I'm just radiating gold right now. So that's my color. And of course, my moment, my feeling is joy. Then, what about you?
All right. Well, I'm feeling platinum and and my feeling, I feel purposeful today. I feel
Fantastic.
really purposeful, really grateful for, the opportunity to help persons just, when you serve and you enjoy the process of serving, well, ain't nothing that can beat it. Nothing that can beat it. So
Great, great.
let's get cracking on this, challenge. Now, let me remind you, in our Fabulous Life playlist, we started the challenge with mindset, and that was with our coach, Elizabeth Terry. And then we shifted to wellness with our coach, Andrea, Dr. Harriet. We then moved to Denise with creativity. We then jumped over to Coach Nadine Sinclair with transformation. And now we are in financial success with money energy. Okay. So look here. I have something to say, and it's a little controversial, but I'm going to say it anyway. You're either attracting wealth or attracting poverty. There's no option C. And this is coming from Dr. Joe Vitale, who is a big name in the industry of manifestation and abundance. And, one of the things I want to share is that a lot of us are struggling with our money, struggling with abundance, struggling with seeing what we want, and then we don't know why. And I've shared my story before. Worked in banking. I get it. I understand the numbers. I understand the language of banking, and I wasn't achieving what I want. I struggled. I shared already that I was about to take my second son, who at the time had a hole in his heart, to the doctor, and I had to put his car seat on the ground for a minute because I was feeling dizzy, and then I fell. It's a good thing the baby was already on the ground in the car seat, but I was overwhelmed, because you're running on a little bit of sleep because you have sleep apnea, and you're going from your job to the hospital to the daycare because my oldest son is in daycare, and you're just running up and you're not achieving anything, but you're just burning energy and not sleeping, and it's just horrible. And the lesson that I took from that really horrible grinding time of my life is what I want to talk about tonight, which is, what are you calling in your life? What are you really calling in? Because I know that I was in a space of fear and overwhelm, and I was in a space where I felt like I didn't have anybody to turn to, and I didn't get help. And so I got more of that. I got more overwhelmed and more no help. A lot of us think that life should be like how our mother should be, which is, oh, you feel bad, let me help you. No, no. It became, it says life will remove anything that we're stressing over. So here it says if dealing with money causes you stress, then you stop getting money. Boom, stress gone. If your mortgage is causing you stress, universe will remove your house so you don't have to pay the mortgage. Boom, stress gone. I was stressed trying to, work in a job that was highly analytical, required a lot of reports, required me to be on my A game, okay, and deal with two children, one with special needs, and. So guess what happened? The stress of the job was removed, right? Because, go ahead then.
The stress of the job was removed. How?
But I was made redundant.
Yeah. Yes. So,
And
I really wanted to make that point
yeah,
because energetically,
yes,
yes, you wanted a release, but
yes,
you're vibrating so low. The kind of release that came was that the job
exactly.
was moved away. So, but at the same time, while we're saying that sounds like it was a negative, we do know that sometimes the gifts and the gems come in these packages that are not so pretty, you
That's
know.
right.
So
That's
there's a
right.
two-way thing of responding to
Abs-
that kind of occurrence that, I'm sure as you continue, you're gonna illuminate
Yeah,
us
and let me
about
tell
that.
you, and that dance did not end with that job because then for the next 4 years, it's the same thing. I get a job, be stressed out, and remember that the first job that I was let go in Christmas, you know, and carrying that energy to the next job. The next job, of course, was worse, and then it kept getting worse, kept getting worse, kept getting worse, and the benefit and pay being lower until I was granted the gift of vertigo, right? So what was I calling in? I kept saying, oh my God, I'm so tired. I'm so overwhelmed. I'm so miserable. Oh my goodness. And so I got vertigo, which meant I wasn't able to get up out of bed. I was stuck in bed because I needed rest. I needed a break, and so I got it. You understand? And it became,
So the classic thing then is careful what not necessarily careful what you ask for, you might get it. Careful how you ask
and
for what
careful
it
of
is
not
that you
being
want.
clear.
Yes.
Careful of not, I think
How
the
are you asking?
clarity,
Yes, absolutely. Because the thing is,
clarity.
yes, I want a brand new car, but I haven't thought it through to the point of the insurance and the maintenance and all of that. And so I want a
Yeah.
X5 or whatever the names of whatever big flashy
And,
car.
and,
But
and,
it comes with a price.
and here's the truth. I wasn't being in integrity. I wasn't taking jobs that spoke to my heart. And there wasn't a heart mind connection. Not like I couldn't do the job. I could do it. But it had nothing else happening here. And the truth is, the very last one, I up here was barely there. I was just floating into the office. I actually liked the job because it required very little thought on my part. It was work that I would have given an assistant to do. So I was just breathing through it like, and I was fired from that. I was so shocked. I was fired from that job here's the reason: body language, not becoming a manager. What? body language not becoming a manager. And I'm like, is that a thing? You can fire somebody for that? But what happened? I wasn't in integrity. I wasn't standing in integrity because my calling, how I serve, is I create financial plans. Okay. I create financial blueprint and I help people to untangle, right, their financial situation. And here's my challenge. And one of the reasons and I love Coach Nadine Sinclair for this is that although I had that talent, I didn't have the language. So when I finished talking to people, I'd scare them in other things they have to do. So I had to learn how to impart my gift a little softer, you know? And so, but guess what? When that happened, things changed for me. And so, being abundant begins with, feeling abundant. Whenever you're thinking about money, leads to how we feel. And then that feeling gives an energy. And isn't that what art is about? Like when you are coaching your clients to be in the space of art, isn't that the
Yes,
feeling?
yes, yeah, and tapping into the feeling is where that real creative wellspring, can find its way through, and so feeling is something that us artists and creatives in general really work through that, and so it's that connection that you were discussing a while ago, connection to heart and head and then to hands. So I sometimes teach the three H's, your heart, your head, and your hands have to be in alignment. And the heart
Absolutely.
leads the way in terms of feeling.
Absolutely. And here's the thing, I've also shared that most of us grew up with scarcity. We've been trained in lack and there's not enough. And so in my coaching, I really like to pay attention to scarcity because a scarcity mindset results in cash scarcity. And it's almost like we have to dig into where you feel scarcity before you think about money. And that's something, again, we talked about it already, that with artists and a lot of people who use heart and hands, they're swimming in scarcity because the devaluation they feel by people who just don't have an appreciation for the work. There's this story I read that Henry Ford, who developed, the car. So he's of course very, very, very rich. And so an art dealer, and remember this is like the 1920s. So an art dealer went through this great expense to create a portfolio of the works in his art studio for sale. And he goes to Henry Ford's house and says, I'd like you to look through this book, this portfolio of art. It's my gift to you. And they went through it. And he's like, well, is there anything that you'd like to buy? And Henry Ford says, so why am I buying anything? You just gave me the whole collection in this book. Thanks. He says, free, thanks. And the artist was so traumatized by that. It really wrecked his business. Instead of saying, well, maybe I should have done 3 books, although I appreciate the expense in the 1920s of a color portfolio, but maybe you should have done and found other persons who might have been open. But I think a lot of times in our life, we run into people who don't have our vision, who just simply don't appreciate us. I mean, that's like a hard thing to swallow. And then that impacts our money. So I really want to go through this money energy cycle. Denise, please jump in for anything that touches you. Okay. So, we want to look at what is going on with your money and what does it mean to you. Right. So you have the cash inflow, which is the creating your money. So is your money creation in integrity with your unique gift or gifts? The energy you put out, the value you produce, and your cost of living. So what value do you receive money to produce? Okay. And then we have what non-financial costs and benefits come back to you, right? What financial value do you create? The price, how much money do you pay for what you bring in, right? How is your money balanced across the breadth of your life? Does your money bring value and energy back to you? What does your money creation tap into and exercise within you? So, does your money use have integrity? Does it connect with you in a deeply satisfying life? Right? So this money energy cycle is saying, really and truly, how's your money circulating?
It's a nice, I like that graphic a while ago because it really encapsulates the idea that we need to rewire our thinking around money as something that circulates rather than, it goes out and we don't know when it's going to come in. So it's the building the trust that it's a cycle of out and in, just like our breath. Yeah.
And
So you start with
yeah,
the breath in, and how long can you hold your breath in for before you have to release it? And how long can you release it before it has to come in? So if we see money as energy, and the energy is always circulating like our breathing, then when we start to break down these parts of the pie, it makes more sense to us why
all
you
right.
know
So we
each and
start
every piece.
here. So can you see the face?
Yeah.
Start here. So what does your money creation tap into and exercises into in you? Now this right here, this is such a loaded question because many of us are in jobs we don't like, and we're doing it because we need the money. So money creation is heavy. It's a low vibration. It's a burden right there. So this slice of the pie, your energy money cycle is just like a brick in your heart. And the thing is though, what I want to say here, because again, with my clients, we go through the entire money energy cycle, in a very deep way. But one of the things a lot of us don't do is separate our career from our job. Our job is a tool. Our career is our network, our skills, our certification, our experience. It is a portfolio that we bring to the table. And a job is just a tool. Okay. And if we get emotionally caught up in our job defining us, because I certainly was there, then again, you're already starting your money energy cycle weighted down. You're absolutely weighted down. And so when we go this way, we're going up to the next slice. What energy do you give to bring in money? Well, you more than likely are giving off the energy of fear. You're afraid to lose your job, the energy of anger. You may even be jealous of people in the organization who are better paid than you. So you're having that energy associated with your money. And so, in this challenge for day 19 of our 21-day challenge, I want to encourage you to go through this money cycle, see where it starts. Let me bring it up here. Go through the money cycle and say, what's going on with your money. I believe this is like a really good opportunity to journal about how you feel about how you bring money in. Because I want you to, after you've done the journaling, you've done the challenge, I want to encourage you to develop a circulation mindset around money. We did speak about that in our previous challenge, day 18. And having that circulation mindset allows you to see that, you know, if you want good energy, you got to put it out if you want to come back. And I would encourage you as part of, Denise and I, we're working on a top secret project, and this might be part of it where you have a date with your money, you know, and we want you, I'm encouraging you to spend 5 minutes of your day to check your bank account, pay more attention to your spending habits, make a point to remind yourself that you care about and control your money. I mean, again, I think a lot of us are, so distant from our money, so distant from the energy that we're not achieving what we want. And I want to also encourage you and remind you that money is, we're not talking woo, 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 mystical, nothing. This is energy. This is life. If you have electricity in your house, then you understand on some level energy, right? I would just really recommend you treat money as just a learnable skill in the same way you can learn art. You don't have to be an artist to create. Denise, back me up on this.
Yes, yeah, it's a certain approach to appreciation of the totality of your life. Um,
Yeah.
the view that money is energy, and everything is energy, and so therefore this thing called money, cannot be ignored. So we might not intentionally forget
Yes.
that this is so. And just the advice of spending time to connect with your bank account, etc., is very important, because I, before yesterday, had been going along on a certain assumption about an account I had with a financial space, and just on impulse from yesterday's session, went in and discovered a whole storyline that was completely out of alignment with what I thought was actually going on. And I must say, it threw me for a loop. And I've been sitting with it to figure out how to chart this new course. But what you're saying is that I really should have been on top of that story
Yeah,
earlier.
but let's not do the detail. Let's not
No,
do
no,
the
but that's what I'm saying, is that if I had this advice, connect with your money for a five, then if I was really, being consistent where that is concerned. That's what I'm saying. It's not a matter of beating myself up, but taking the advice.
right.
Yes.
So
Make sure
really
that
and
you're in
truly,
touch.
right. So I just want to remind you that the challenge in day uh 19 is to think about where you are right now in terms of your energy with the money that you bring in. What is the energy for that? That is something that you need to think about, journal on, because you can make over your money mindset. You can get free from financial blocks. You can come out of the scarcity mindset stronger than ever. And again, as I said, in this 21-day challenge, we looked at your holistic life, your mindset, wellness, creativity, transformation, and money success. I want to thank you for first. Let me say thanks for being along the journey, Denise. And secondly, just encourage everybody to go back to the playlist, refresh yourself wherever you need to be.
And that's the thing about it too, is that this is for everybody. Everybody needs some part of, I think, what each of us are presenting. So this is really about encouraging, each other, and you guys out there.
Yes. So, thank you all for being with us on day 19. Again, please check us out on the playlist. Drop me a line, direct message me if you want to talk some more. And we will see you tomorrow for day 20 of our 21-day challenge to ignite your fabulous life.